welcomes you to the of the NBA. The 2K Sports pregame show.
Tonight, it'll be the Chicago Bulls up against the Toronto Raptors here at their home, Scotiabank Arena. For Toronto, they like their chances, but this could be a tough game for them. Facing up against a talented roster, they'll have to show that they're the better team. All-Star weekend not too far off. Players get a little break in the action, a chance to recharge, Shaq.
Yeah, recharge mentally as much as physically. Listen, basketball is a game. Guys should be having fun with it. That's what All-Star Weekend is all about, having fun.
It also helps the teams that are struggling a bit. Really. I mean, it gives them a chance to regroup and prepare for the second half of the season.
That does it for us for now. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you later.
The bustling financial district here in Canada's largest city. We're coming to you from Toronto. Seems like we've been here before. Yes, it is Groundhog Day. And we welcome you to this presentation of the NBA on 2K Sports. Game tonight featuring the Chicago Bulls as they go up against the Toronto Raptors at Scotiabank Arena. Along with Steve Smith and Greg Anthony, this is Kevin Harlan. And our friend on the sideline, Hall of Famer David Aldridge, we'll be hearing from shortly. And let's check out a breakdown. Looking at some stats for him.
He hasn't been at his best this month from a defensive standpoint. He's not being as aggressive as he needs to be, and it's bringing his steal numbers way down.
And nothing tips off a broadcast like getting the lowdown from the sidelines. And we've got David Aldridge there for that. David, good evening.
For a long time, the Raptors playing in Canada was seen by some as a detriment to their competitive prospects. Players dealt with issues like passports, different money, going through customs, and on and on. But now the Raptors use it as a strength, not as a weakness. They have a whole nation behind them. And they have Toronto, a diverse city with global engagement. Kevin?
And the game is going global. You're right. Thank you, D.A. Looking at the season so far, Steve, feels like every perimeter player is working on that step-back three. What's making that shot so popular?
You know, I think, Kevin, now in this stage, there's no hand checking. So you already have spacing. And now to be able to step back and knock down a three, it creates more. Back in the day with hand checking, it would have been hard to step back with an arm grabbing you and holding you. So I think guys are, you know, somewhat playing by the rules and using their rules to their advantage.
Great explanation. Let's check out Chicago's starting lineup. Thomas. Satoransky is out there with Dunn. Then it's Zach LaVine. Then it's Young. And it's Cornette in at the center. And for Toronto, Anunoby and Siakam in at the forward slots. Lowry out there with Fred VanVleet. And it's Gasol in at the 5 spot. And here is Satoransky. And the official signaled the backcourt violation. Not very careful there. Siakam. In the game against Detroit, very impressive. They get a hand on it. Passes to Ananobi. Siakam with it. Inside, Van Vliet. And the layup's good off the glass.
Oh, that's great awareness. That's a great pass. Credit Siakam and the work he's done to understand where everyone is in this offense.
Outside, Levine. Pass to Young. Shot clock at 5. About 1 minute into the first quarter. Here's Lowry. It's hauled in by the Bulls. Their last encounter was in Chicago.
And they brought the energy. I thought played well, but both teams really put on a great show. Unfortunately, someone had to lose.
Nothing to hang their heads over. When you have two evenly matched teams on a given night, it's anyone's ball game.
Now, here's Siakam. Thaddeus Young missing his last shot. Van Vliet with it. He's coming off a 16-point game against the Pistons in Detroit. 5 to shoot. Lowry from outside. It's hauled in by Cornette. And here's Dunn. He'll bring it up for the Bulls. Still without a basket in the game, coming off that loss against the Nets.
And defensively in that one, they needed to come up with big stops to quiet that crowd. And that's obviously easier said than done.
Yes, the other team is feeding off that enthusiasm. You have to try and match that energy.
And that's exactly what he's looking for, draining the triple.
Lowry against Dunn. With the shot. Lowry, good. First quarter of ball, almost 2.5 minutes in. Dunn looking over the floor. Young passes to Satoransky. Here's Cornette. Bulls moving the ball around. Pass to Dunn. High post shot. That's good, and it's Levine with the assist.
His bread and butter is the mid-range area. Chris Dunn carves out a solid look for himself.
The drive by Siakam. And Siakam throws it down.
A little undersized at the 4, but he can get off the ground.
Dunn kicks to Levine. The pass to Cornette. Passes it to Satoransky. Shoots over Van Vliet. Offensive rebound. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
And with the offense getting right to the rim, at least they saved the layup.
Starter in this league for almost a decade. Thaddeus Young's numbers, Greg, won't blow you away. So what is it that makes him a winning player?
I think it starts with his defense, Kevin. Drawing charges and getting deflections. His quickness puts him in a position to make those effort plays.
That one is off. And Coach Jim Boylan agreeing to a multi-year extension with the Bulls this summer, Greg.
And taking that interim tag off his title as head coach, Boylan, with over 30 years of coaching experience, afforded the opportunity to continue developing this young core.
And he misses the second one as well, so he is 0 for 2 that time. Here's Anunoby. Pass to Van Vliet. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. And only 6 feet tall in shoes, Fred Van Vliet's not the biggest, but his toughness, Greg. His toughness, mentally and physically, is unquestioned.
And Kevin, growing up in Rockford, Illinois, gave him that perspective. Friends and family gone too soon. Basketball was the path to something better.
The first one falls.
The Toronto Raptors knew Kawhi Leonard might leave, but plan B is to build around their young players. They've got some good ones, in my opinion.
He's perfect from the line this time. You know, the Raptors have done a great job of finding quality players, Steve, late in the draft and developing them into contributors.
Yes, Kevin, and one of those guys is Fred Van Vliet. He went undrafted. A long rebuild was never in the cards for Toronto. They're competing as those young guys develop.
Lowry, good.
Unafraid to challenge you inside, Lowry's a scoring threat on all 3 levels.
Dunn passes to Cornette. Outside, Levine. It's deflected. Now here's Van Vliet. Satoransky covering. Here's Siakam. It's hauled in by Cornette.
Meeting right at the rim, he typically converts in those situations. Not this time.
Levine can't hit. Toronto leading by 5. Anunoby passes to Lowry. It's hauled in by Cornette. Cornette's got his 4th rebound in this one. Dunn outside. To the middle. Here's Young. Nice pass. Led him to the rack perfectly for the layup.
What I like is when Chris Dunn keeps his poise, keeps his eyes up, good things happen.
Lowry from outside. The offensive rebound.
Having a shaky time from the floor, but his teammates have been picking up the slack.
For the 3. And the Bulls, another 3.
An area where Dunn continues to work, improving his range, so the defense has to respect him out there.
Siakam looking around. And he could not get that one to go. Out of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2.
And the most improved player in the league last season, Pascal Siakam, got better in every statistical category.
The Raptors shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw attempts of the game. No good on that one. And it's those diamond in the rough players that so often elevate the top teams. And, Greg, that's what the Raptors found in Pascal Siakam.
No doubt. The 27th pick back in 2016. Now a full-time starter on a rookie contract, just over $2 million this season. He is due for a big raise.
Second free throw, no good.
Very surprising he couldn't capitalize on those shots. You don't see that often.
And no good. Had a chance to take the lead there.
Well, you have to like their work on the boards, Kevin, particularly here to start the game.
And the Raptors miss again.
The will is there, but the execution is lacking. He can't seem to finish plays this quarter.
Done. Good work defensively by Lowry.
A for effort, but when there's that much resistance at the rim, better find another option.
Good job of stepping up to the plate there, seizing back the momentum for his team.
That's the competitor in him. Close game. Let me have this one.
Now, here's Dunn. He's got 5. For 3, Levine knocks down the 3 ball. Levine's got 6 points.
I like letting someone else play the setup, man. Levine just has to catch and hit the shot.
Loads it up there for Siakam. That's tipped. Now Dunn. Taking a look at his stats, he's averaging around 7.5 points a game. Raptors trail by 3. Van Vliet looking around. Here's Lowry. That shot is off. And the Bulls going the other way now.
You like that he's still attacking, but the results tonight just haven't been there.
Levine, good.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
Outside Lowry. Shot to stop the run. It's hauled in by the Bulls.
Well, he wants to shoot his way out of this cold spell, but the struggles continue.
You know, to me, this is when you want to focus on creating for others. Give someone else a chance. It's called a teammate.
And out of bounds as Toronto gains possession. And now let's bring up the 2K leaderboard to see which teams over the last month have been best at scoring points off turnovers. Number 1, the Raptors. The Bulls in second.
And both teams have done a nice job of converting mistakes into fast break hoops. I mean, that is critical.
So timeout called here, the first for Toronto. You know, Smitty, every team at some point faces some locker room turmoil. How tough is it to balance team chemistry?
You know, it's very tough. Sometimes you have those 1 or 2 player additions that it just changes the dynamic of your team. Sometimes you lose a leader. He might not be the best player. Then a lot of times guys are playing for contracts, and some guys get a little bit upset because they figure they're playing for their individual success versus team. But when you have that right chemistry, it is beautiful.
Chicago also making some changes. Valentine's checked in for Levine. Harrison comes in for Satoransky. And it's White in for Dunn. Now here's Davis. Boucher passes to Hollis Jefferson. And here is Davis. Top of the key, Ibaka. Shot clock at 6. In the corner, Powell with it. Will it go? Got a hand on it. And they force the shot clock violation. Great D. Last outing for Toronto, they won that game against the Pistons. Some firepower from this offense tonight.
Yeah, they got a nice groove going right now offensively.
shot by Valentine. No good.
Great defensive effort. Just saved a basket.
You know what? This is why you never give up on a play. You don't know what's going to happen.
Okay, 2 hands for safety. That's what they say, right?
That's right. He was ultra safe with that dunk. No question. Here's Hutchison. And the Bulls with another miss. Raptors trail by 3. Takes it up with both hands and rips it down.
Oh, Kev, he put some anger behind that one.
You're telling me. Davis against White. And there's the foul. It goes on Serge Ibaka. That's his first foul. White against Davis. White the pass to Hutchison. Just 5 on the clock. Shoots.
That's terrific play on the ball by Serge. He's been first team all defense several times.
Hutchison's shot is off. And he takes the fantastic lead pass up strong for the slam. A lot of give and take between these sides early.
Yeah, and both teams look like they came to play. We should have a good one.
Davis against White. Fires the 3. Serge Ibaka pulls it in. Raptors with the lead. Young with the steal. White looking around. There's the triple. Bangs home the trifecta. And the Bulls lead by 2.
And you have got to honor White on the perimeter. Once he gets comfortable from there, it's going to be bad news for the defense.
Now here is Ibaka. And he also played a big role in that last game with Detroit. Powell kicks to Ibaka. 6 to shoot. That's in there. Davis with the assist. Ibaka's got the game tied up here for the Raptors.
Something that's really evolved for Ibaka, the ability to absorb contact while maintaining control.
Here's White. And out of bounds as the Raptors gain possession.
All right, a chance to check out the stats for Ibaka. Over the last month, he has been spectacular. 7th in three-point field goal percentage. And with a top 20 ranking in field goal percentage, you put the ball in his hands, and he converts at a remarkable rate.
And back to his efficiency from 3, as you said, he's top 10 in the league. Defenses are now trying to deny him the basketball, but really to no avail. Powell against Young. Powell, the pass to Hollis Jefferson. The Raptors need to get a shot off. They get it back. Shot's good by Ibaka. Ibaka's got his second basket of the game.
Oh, great production on the interior right now. 8 straight from inside.
Here's White. The teardrop falls in.
Yeah, under control. White has those short, quick strides.
Outside, Davis. Powell in the high post. Ibaka outside. That one doesn't go. Good defensive work there by Young. We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Rebound by the Raptors.
It's almost as if there's a lid on the hoop for him right now. He still hasn't got one to fall in the quarter.
Outside, Davis. To the left wing. Here's Hollis Jefferson. Back to Davis. Shoots over White. Can't hit the free throw line jump. It's all tied in Toronto. And we'll get things started in the second quarter when we return.
second to 10. They check second to 10.
And let's listen to Pascal Siakam talking about the work ethic of his teammates.
You come in every day. Guys in the gym every single day. So I used to think that I was always the hardest worker, but, just coming to seeing guys, the amount of work that they put in, trying to get better each and every day.
And Greg, when everyone is working hard, it builds a chemistry.
And a culture. Kevin, winning teams all have it. It's not enough to be here. You want to win.
And close game underway so far. We'll see if either of teams can jump out in the second quarter. And what do you guys think about the Raptors here so far in this one?
Well, they use the fast break to generate some easy buckets before the defense could get set.
You know this, the team that dictates the pace typically rules the roost. We see that here early on.
In a moment now to reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up for the second quarter of basketball. So for Toronto right now, we've got Hollis Jefferson. Powell is out there with Davis, and it's Ibaka, and it's Boucher in at the power forward position. Now here's Powell. He picked up 12 points in their last win against the Pistons in Detroit.
But it didn't deter him from attacking defensively. His pressure was terrific. He also got 3 steals in that game.
Bulls trail by 3. And in recent seasons, we've seen Serge Ibaka involved in some extracurricular. You can get a little chippy out there.
Yes, indeed. Last season, he had a 3-game suspension. Penalties can escalate for repeat offenders, something he's got to be aware of.
Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, after 5 years as an assistant in Toronto, last season Nick Nurse moved to head coach of the Raptors, and the team responded, winning the franchise's first NBA championship. Nurse has been at this for 3 decades. He got his first head coaching position at the age of 23. And he has moved all throughout basketball, both domestically and abroad, guiding 15 teams in 5 different countries. After winning it all last year, Kevin, he's finally made it to the top.
David, he sure has a long and winding journey. Thank you. And the first one drops. Steve, the league has done a pretty good job of curbing player altercations. Some guys, always though, it seems, are going to be ready to go toe-to-toe and will not back down.
Patrick Beverly, Kevin, Draymond Green,
Right.
James Johnson.
Yeah.
Those guys come to mind. They are ready to go from the tip. They are ready to go.
Both shots good from the stripe.
And Raptors president of basketball operations, Masai Ujiri, not just doing an amazing job in Toronto, he's also had a huge role in the growing of the game in Africa.
Growing up in Nigeria, he fell in love with the game of basketball, and he has worked his way up. Now he's given a hand back, building pathways for others to follow in his footsteps, bringing the development and leadership to the continent.
Here's Harrison. Pass to Arcidiacono. Over Lowry, and he gets it to go, hitting off the back of the rim. And the Bulls lead by 1. It has been nip and tuck through the first half.
Exactly, guys. The way it's seesawed back and forth, unbelievable.
Powell finds Hollis Jefferson. Back to Powell. Picked him clean. Here's Arcidiacono. Now recovering, and the basket is good, and he's got a chance here for one more at the line.
And they've done well at taking advantage of some late defensive rotations and getting the ball in the paint.
For Chicago, they have made 2 and missed 2 at the line tonight.
And taking a look at the numbers on the season, they've converted about 77% of those foul shots.
Zach LaVine's checked in for White. And it's Lowry with the ball, brings it up for Toronto. They put up a nice win against Detroit the last time out.
And bottom line, they found ways to score. Credit the game plan going in. It was right on the money.
They knew that the arena would be rocking. And if they could execute well on the offensive end, they knew they could quiet down this hostile crowd. One of the league's best-kept secrets, Pascal Siakam out of Cameroon, discovered as a raw teenager at Basketball Without Borders back in 2012.
Throw good, Siakam. Smitty, you're talking about Siakam. The Raptors president is from Nigeria and very active in the Basketball Without Borders program.
You're totally right. A prospect like Siakam was on his radar. The late first-round pick in 2016 was more than rewarding where he ended up at.
Satoransky's checked in for the Bulls. Siakam hits them both.
You have to give Pascal Siakam a lot of credit. He's continued to improve the shooting percentage both from the field and the line.
Here's Arcidiacono. 5 points in the game. LaVine can't hit.
You know what, though? Sometimes you can be too open. I think it may have surprised him, and that's why he missed.
Right side, Lowry. Now the pass to Ibaka. That falls. Nice feed that time from Kyle Lowry. Ibaka's got it all tied up now for the Raptors. Bulls have gone 2 of 5 from the field here in the second quarter, shooting 40%. Now here's LaVine. He's guarded closely. Hutchison's shot is off.
And his pure defensive effort changed that shot from an easy one to a tough one.
And you know, technically, it's a high percentage look, but this is why we play the game.
And Zach LaVine gets the whistle that time. That is his first foul of the game. Side Ibaka. Lock at 6. Latrey. Lowry can't get it to go. Chicago has gone 4-6 from outside the arc tonight. Here's Arcidiacono. Now recovering. Count it.
Man, he's got such a great touch and feel around the basket. He made that reverse look easy.
Pass to Siakam. Rebound by the Bulls.
Offensively, that's how you want to end the possession, except for the result.
And Satoransky kicks to Arcidiacono. Back to Satoransky. Over Siakam. They recover it.
And what you like about Siakam as a rim protector, the strong fundamentals, able to affect shots without fouling.
And again, no good by Toronto.
In this first half, he is really falling in love with the three. So far, not paying dividends.
It's good. 10 points for Zach LaVine.
He's given a great lift to this offense tonight. Very, very efficient.
They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense offense has ground to a standstill.
Here's Anunoby. He's a good contributor to his team, averaging about 10.5 points a game. Pass to Van Vliet. The three. The shot will not fall. And the Bulls going the other way now. Down low. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact. It's going to be on Siakam. You know, Steve, the 2018 rookie class really burst out onto the scene. What has impressed you most about that group?
I think a couple things, Kevin. First of all, they're very talented. They handle themselves extremely well off the court. But most of those guys were able to last through the rookie wall and play pretty much 75 to 82 games.
Yeah, really put their fingerprints on their team, didn't they?
They did, and a lot of those guys are leaders.
And he makes the first.
And they're really getting more points at the free throw line here in the second quarter.
The Raptors making a switch here. Gasol's checked in. And a change for the Bulls. Chris Dunn's checked in for Ryan Arcidiacono. And good on the second, so he makes them both. Raptors trail by 6. Lowry feeling it out a bit. To the paint, intercepted. Done outside. No good that time. Now Toronto takes it the other way. Here's Siakam. Offensive rebound. Nails the baby hook. Siakam's got 4 this quarter.
These are the looks this offense is designed to generate. Siakam deadly close to the rim.
And Satoransky kicks to Cornette. That doesn't fall. Can't drop his first shot. Toronto's gone 1 of 4 from three-point range in the second. Not a whole lot dropping out there for them. Van Vliet can't get it to go.
And his pure defensive effort changed that shot from an easy one to a tough one.
And you know, technically, it's a high percentage look, but this is why we play the game.
Here's Anunoby, guarded by Levine. Now here is Lowry. With an average of around 19.5 points a game, his scoring has been a constant for them. And the shot is good. The Chicago lead has been cut down now to just 2 on the basket from Marc Gasol. Dunn passes to Satoransky. Here's Cornette, covered by Van Vliet. Lowry against Dunn. 5 on the clock. Shoots from the high post. So for the Bulls, Young comes in for Chandler Hutchison, and it's Valentine in for Satoransky. Raptors shooting just 29% in the second quarter. The offense is suffering. Siakam outside. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
All right, a chance to check out stats for Lowry. Some impressive play from him over the last month. 15th in assists, and he's in the top 20 in steals, bringing that focus and intensity at both ends.
And he really is the consummate playmaker, always keeping his head on a swivel, searching for the open man, completely unselfish basketball player. Throw good. Siakam. Felicia's checked in for Chicago. And it's tied up with that one. And so Levine will bring it up now for the Chicago Bulls. And again, Chicago, no good. Toronto's gone 1 of 4 from three-point range in the second. Not a whole lot dropping out there for them. Anunoby, no good. Well, Chicago's gone 4-6 from outside the arc tonight. Here's Dunn. And stolen by Kyle Lowry. And here's the fast break. Siakam leading the way. Van Vliet kicks to Anunoby. And trying for the go-ahead basket. It doesn't go in. Dunn dishes to Levine. Six on the shot clock. Here's Felicio. It's good. He makes his first shot of the game.
And without looking at the scoreboard, you think they were the team trailing and trying to fight their way back.
Here's Lowry. Good, and Van Vliet gets the assist. Lowry's got the game tied up here for the Raptors.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
And stolen by Kyle Lowry. Van Vliet with it. Now guarded by Valentine. And here is Van Vliet. As you can see from his numbers, he's been a key component in their offense. He's averaging almost 18 points a game. Lowry, good.
And the Raptors took some heat for parting ways with reigning Coach of the Year, Dwayne Casey. But his successor, Nick Nurse, guided this franchise to an NBA title.
Tremendous self-belief and determination. The only NBA head coach who was also a head coach in college, the G League, and overseas. He's been preparing for this for a long time.
And here is Van Vliet after the three-pointer from Zach LaVine. Anunoby kicks to Lowry. And he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline. Here's LaVine. And 2 shots coming up at the line as he gets fouled on the shot. And the foul goes against Toronto. And Smitty, with all that he's been through, you can't question Zach LaVine's love of the game.
You're so right. It's crazy to think LaVine wasn't even a starter in college, but he's so hard to improve. The way he has fought back from injuries and continually dedicated himself to the game, something to admire.
He throw good, LaVine.
You see Zach LaVine in the Bulls uniform, and it's hard not to think of the trade that sent him here. He was a big part of the deal that sent Jimmy Butler out of Chicago.
Catching up on the changes for Toronto. Hollis Jefferson's checked in for OG Anunoby. Norman Powell comes in for Fred Van Vliet. Davis is subbed in for Kyle Lowry. And with LaVine and the Butler trade, there were a lot of critics at the time. But you know what, Greg? It's worked out for the Bulls.
And Kevin, the Bulls took a chance with LaVine, and he's developed into a bright young star. Took another risk giving him a big contract after the injury, but he's come back better and stronger since then.
Bucket is good.
Attacking the defense with the pass. Don't need to be a hero.
1:12 left in the first half. Siakam against LaVine to stop the run. Stolen by LaVine. And here we go. LaVine heading to the hoop. Hold on!
Kevin, you got to buckle up on that one. Incredible speed in the open court. Once he steals it, you're not catching Zach LaVine.
There's 47 seconds left of the basketball. Here's Gasol. A terrific shot on the turnaround.
Can't be that easy for him. Got to body him up down low.
And you have other methods as well. You could deny or you can just front the post.
Now, here is Young. 14